Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is WanQ. Today on this delightful day, we're going to talk about classes and class registration. So as a lot of you may know, I am currently doing a dual degree in MBA and Masters in Civil Engineering. I know in a lot of universities and colleges, the fall of 2021 officially began this week or very close this week, next week. And I know a lot of you are students, so I'm going to go through some of the classes I took over the years for my dual degree. And I'm going to give some suggestions for registering classes, how to make sure that you don't overwork yourself, but also at the same time you want to challenge yourself a little bit. I came to the United States in 2018 fall semester for my 3+2 program for civil and environmental engineering. At that time, I was a senior in undergrad. I studied structural design for my primary focus, and so after coming here, I was prepared to go into structural engineering as a focus. For this specific 3+2 program, basically I have the autonomy and freedom to choose either from the undergrad level courses and the graduate level courses. For some of the 400 level courses, those are undergrad, and all the classes below 400 should be undergrad level courses. The bigger the number, it means the more advanced the course should be, but it also depends on like the nature of the course. My first semester, I studied construction engineering and management. I studied construction planning. Those are construction courses that I felt that, it's going to help me understand how buildings are built, even though I was going into a design track. And then reinforced concrete and structural analysis. Those are senior level and graduate level structural design courses. So at that time, I didn't decide to do an MBA. I was fresh in the United States, so the credit hours wasn't too crazy. It was 15 credit hours, and I was figuring things out in the United States. So my suggestion for your first semester is to don't overload yourself at the beginning. You still have a lot of things to figure out. For example, you have to find housing, you have to figure out where to buy groceries, and you might want to go and participate in some of the student organizations. You want to make friends. There's just so much happening in the first semester, so highly suggest don't overload yourself. My second semester, I was preparing to graduate my undergrad, but at the same time, I was also finding summer internship. If you haven't checked out how I got my first internship in the United States, please check out that video. During my second semester, I pretty much decided that I'm going to switch to construction management focus instead of structural design. I took the structural analysis course. I didn't really like it. It was a lot of math and it didn't really suit my personality, and I was really interested in those two construction courses. I was like, this is way more interesting to see buildings, how buildings are actually built, and using some of my other skill sets such as communication and soft skills. So I decided to go into a construction management track. My first advice in terms of class registration is to read your program requirements. Talk to your academic advisor. Make sure that you plan out which classes, or you have a pretty good idea of what classes you're going to take in each semester. You don't have to plan out your senior year when you're a freshman, but again, you kind of have an idea of how many credit hours you're spreading out through your 4 years or 2 years degree. You want to read the requirements carefully. For example, in my degrees, I have very specific requirements on what are the mandatory classes that I have to take in order to get a construction management concentration. I have a total credit hour amount that I need to hit in order to graduate. I have a minimum amount of 500 level courses that I have to hit 500, and among those 500 level courses, how many should be from my department, how many can be elective, which can come from other department. If you have any questions in your degree requirement, talk to the academic advisor or whoever is in charge of your department graduation to confirm what is needed for your degree, for your graduation. And if you're interested in something, also reach out to the academic advisor of that department, even reach out to that specific professor and ask, hey, can I take your class? Sometimes you need an override to select another department class. Sometimes you need help from the advisor to understand what are the options. And they can also give really amazing advice because they've probably helped hundreds and thousands of students in the past. They know what's best for you. That is my number one advice. And the second semester, I did construction productivity, construction cost analysis, building information modeling or BIM, and fundamental of real estate. And the fundamental of real estate, it really opened up another perspective of how I saw buildings and development and real estate and the financial and ownership part of real estate. So after that, I began to research what I can do to learn more from the business school. I applied for the MBA degree over that school year. I was admitted to the dual MBA Masters in Civil Engineering program. For my first year MBA, fall 2019, I was able to take all these classes, accountancy, leading people in organizations, statistics, marketing management, managerial economics, data analytics, professional communication, marketing, and consulting, operation management. This is basically like a boot camp. So a sample of some classes in every aspect of business administration. It was absolutely eye-opening for me as an engineering student. I was able to read financial statement. I was able to participate in a lot of group projects that involves consulting. I was able to learn about marketing, learn about how to operate a company, learn about leadership, and basically it really ignite my potential in soft skills. And spring 2020, it was basically the same. I was able to learn finance, global strategy, ethics, organization theory and design, basically the HR part of the business. I was really appreciative of the MBA program, the in-person MBA program, and all these classes I took because it was really eye-opening and I learned how to think in a very, very, very different way. I basically learned how to work with a very diverse set of people who came from all over the country and who were definitely top of their games. And there were lawyers, there were people from business, and they were engineers, and like basically people from all kinds of fields, and people think very differently. And we had to work together, solve problems. The amount of knowledge that I was able to soak in during my MBA degree was just massive. It really changed my perspective from a very single-angled engineer into a broad society, I would say. So after that, I have a year and a half of elective classes that I have to take for the dual degree. At this point, there was a lot of autonomy and freedom because I basically finished a lot of the required classes in construction. I finished all the required classes in MBA, and now I got to basically mix and match my civil engineering classes with my business classes, and at the same time the workload can be also mixed matched too. So relatively speaking, most of the business classes workload are lower than the engineering ones. So I was able to take negotiations, financial modeling, project management in action with like construction, equipment, and method. In fall 2020, I was also working part-time, 10 hours a week, and doing leadership roles. And I took 18 credit hours of classes mixed and matched with business and construction. And in spring during 2021, I was primarily focusing on my internship. This was the internship at Findorf. If you haven't checked out my internship experience at Findorf video, please go check it out. It was amazing. And I was taking construction safety, construction data modeling, very relevant to my job and my future career. And I was taking entrepreneurship and project management, consider the business side of my requirements. Those are also very eye-opening. I do believe that the spirit of entrepreneurship can be applied to big corporations, can be applied to leaders, and can be applied to side hustles such as making a YouTube video. And this semester of 2021, finally, it is my last semester. And at this point, basically, I finished all the required, specifically required mandatory classes in MBA and Masters in Civil Engineering. I want to get out of my comfort zone. I want to continue to learn what is out there other than construction and business. So I selected what is considered like an environmental or hydro type of class, which is sustainable design, engineering, technology. I continue to take a real estate investment class and a technology entrepreneurship class where I learn how to apply finance into engineering management and AI in construction, because I definitely want to stay ahead of the game and learn about how technology can change construction in the future. So these are all the classes I took. I really wanted to go into the details of all the classes. For the sake of time, please, if you are interested in what I learned in a specific class, please comment down below, and then I can tell you my experience in different classes. So basically, from a broader perspective, I was really appreciative that I was able to get out of my comfort zone and get out of my own department and really experience all aspects of business and engineering and how the society works and how global business works, because I do believe that the society needs interdisciplinary talent who could understand both soft skills and technical aspect of things. But I also understand some people are just very, very focused and interested in one particular area. If you're really interested in computer science, all you want to do is doing computer science research and academia in the future. Of course, like, there's nothing against of only registering for your own department class if you're really passionate and interested about it. In terms of workload, some people want to really challenge themselves, so they would select like 20 credit hours or 20 plus credit hours of classes, but which is fine if you can manage it. But if you are feeling very stressed and you couldn't catch up with your life, I believe that it is not the best idea to overwork yourself and experience burnout in the middle of a semester. Like, that is not the purpose of your education. On the contrary, some students would only select the easy course. I also don't agree in that, because you paid a lot to be here. I would highly recommend to reflect on why you're here. You're here to basically receive education and learn skills. So if you only choose those like easy classes, getting straight A's, but at the end of the day, if you don't have the skills to perform good work, it will hurt your career in the long run. But different people come to college or come to the university for different reasons. Some people prioritize more on their internship experience. Some people prioritize on leadership roles, student organizations, getting engaged in Greek life, things like that. I do support those. You can compromise a little bit on your workload. That is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching till the end. Please hit subscribe, comment, like, share. If you have any questions about any of these classes, let me know and I'm happy to talk to you.